Oh, we are live. Cool. Cool. Oh, you're back. So I was thinking about this the other day because I had this Otis Redding song stuck in my head from, I guess, apparently, that's Sitting on the Dock of the Bay song. And, sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide, So that was the only Otis Redding song I'd heard originally as a kid, or that was the first one I heard. And I think maybe that was his most popular song. I don't know, at least on the radio. It also just may have been the whitest Otis Redding song, that white people listen to. I don't know. And it's a really great song. I like it. Great song, for sure. Definitely heard it on the radio. What's wild is that there was so many other, that wasn't even I don't even think this is a hot take. It's not like that was quintessential Otis Redding. If you listen to other Otis Redding, that was an outlier. And not even looking for the birds. And not even a representative of Otis Redding. And a great song, fantastic song. But his other stuff was just different. And I'm not gonna say, I guess cooler. They're just cooler and different. It's just very different. One of my favorite ones that he did was Respect. And then obviously Aretha Franklin did the best cover or response song of all time, her Respect. But that was just a response and redo of what Otis Redding did, which makes it so much more badass. It's so good. His version is so good and such in my opinion, such a man's perspective or the masculine perspective, however you want to say it. It just is one of those, to see, seems like a timeless universal, okay, yes, I get what he's putting down. This sounds right. And then for her to do her version is badass. Because as a woman, her being able to do her thing, her being able to make her own money, her being able to, to me, that's women's liberation. And obviously, as a white man, who do I get to say about these things? But if there are things that are badass, it's someone just going off and doing whatever. Humans doing whatever they want is my favorite. It's just cool. There's nothing better. Who's your favorite artist / band is the comment. I don't know. Wouldn't even know how to begin to describe. There's so many different, there's just art everywhere. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that one. I do like Otis Redding. I wouldn't say he's a favorite. It depends also. It depends on what things I'm in the mood for. That's a very nice. The comment is so simple yet complex. Awesome. No, I don't think so. I just don't know. I don't know how to base things down to favorites because there's so many things that are a favorite at one specific moment in time, and I'm like, this is the perfect thing for this moment right now. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else. And then there'll be another thing where I'm like, okay, this is the best thing for this moment right now, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. And then getting out on this walk right now, I'm like, okay, this is perfect for this right now. Like, I like old music, and I like the more I talk, the dumber I'm gonna sound. I like basically all the styles of music, but I'll like, even sometimes I listen to opera even sometimes, but not like Wagner type. What is it, Wagner opera? That his stuff is weird. But I like Puccini if you're going to do opera. I'm not even a big opera person. My point is I only like the basic opera, the very accessible stuff. But I also like all kinds of rock music. I like older country. Sometimes I just like good songs. I like different kinds of hip hop. I like singer-songwriter stuff. If your music makes me feel something, then I'm a fan. A really cool thing that people don't listen to as much right now is this guy, I think his name is Mike Oldfield. He did this album in the late 70s, maybe early 70s, called Tubular Bells. It was a two-sided of a vinyl, the whole album, but it was like just two songs, but each song was like 20 minutes. And if you start listening to it, good morning. If you start listening to it, you may know it immediately, because the beginning of Tubular Bells is actually, they used that snippet for the theme from The Exorcist. And so it sounds very like spooky haunted, and it's like, okay, it's part of our like cultural consciousness at this point, that music. The rest of the song is another like 19 and a half minutes, and it's this whole like melodic musical journey. So I think it's almost all instrumental, and it's worth, if you have like 20 minutes to just sit down and check it out, or I love seeing the dogs that come by. But anyway, it's just a different type of piece of music, and it's kind of cool to listen to. The comment is, I try to be diverse in what I listen to, but it always ends up narrowed down. That's a big pet peeve of mine. Same. Comment is, dang, the longest song I listened to was by Meatloaf, and it was like 10 minutes long. All right, check out Tubular Bells and see what you think. You might hate it. You may easily hate it, but it's kind of like just a musical journey. Okay, so this was one of my biggest pet peeves, and Spotify, maybe another company has fixed this, but I've asked about this for probably pushing 10 years now on Spotify. There's literally a thread on Spotify, like in their forums, like of requests, and other people have commented on it. I wasn't the first person with this idea, but they've just made it into a thread, and they just still haven't done it. What I wanted Spotify to do was basically just make a shuffle all button. Like all the music that exists on Spotify, all of it. I just want a shuffle of everything, so I don't have, like, I like some of the algorithms. I like how it does help me find some things. Also, I feel like music taste keeps getting narrowed and more narrowed down. And sometimes I just want to hear something else. And I want to experience something else. And so I just want, basically what I'd said for Spotify is like, I just want the shuffle of everything musically that exists. So it's almost like Rick and Morty's um, interdimensional cable. I want that for music. They have tons of requests for this, and they still haven't done it. They have so many requests for it. I probably get like another notification like every 2 months where someone else will request it. I don't know if it's technically just unfeasible for Spotify to do, or why they haven't, because it seems very simple. But I also feel like my music taste gets like narrowed down. And yeah. Actually, one of the things that's been different that I got exposed to, I think it was probably someone had like put it as one of their Instagram reels or something. It was this Cambodian pop star from like the 60s and 70s. Or maybe she's Vietnamese, but I think it was Cambodian. But basically, she really, really prolific, did all kinds of music, really beautiful. Her songs, but she did all kinds of different styles. She just sang over everything. And then I guess she just disappeared. Like in the 70s, because there was like a huge civil war or something, and no one ever knew what happened to her. She just gone. And her name, it's like her name's like it's like S and then S, but that I wouldn't know how to pronounce it. Her name, but she had some cool stuff. The comment is, I will trust. I dig into 70s music a lot. Oh yeah, predominantly rock, like Poison, Foreigner, and Shalimar. But I'm trying to expand anyways. Okay, you may dig this then. Comment, everything has to be complicated nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, we humans have a way of making things complicated. It's true. Have you gotten outside yet today? Getting into the real talk right now. I loved having this job for the past 3 days. Like, I loved having this job for the past 3 days because I just like doing mixing music is just fun. I also get to watch a whole room of people. Well, I get to help music. I got to work with really talented musicians and really cool people, which is always nice. And actually got to reconnect on this project with a few different people that I have already known and really enjoy working with. So that was cool. But I get to like mix their music. I get to make it fun for other people, and then be part of, this artist. So Towa Bird, she's been working for so long on an album. I don't know how long she's working, but when someone works on an album and makes it and writes all these things and then records it and then it releases it and gives it to you and gives it to the world. Well, I was about to say it's like giving birth. I've never given birth, so I don't know. It's such a huge thing to like to pull from inside you a piece of yourself and then offer it and be like, here, this is for you. And this is for anyone who chooses it. It's so exposing and beautiful and strong and everything. And so finding out that was a record release show, and so she had her album went public, or like became available at like 9 p.m. while the show was happening, and getting to be part of something like that felt special. Being able to help other people dig inside themselves, or like pull from whatever is there and then give that to others, is a gift. And I'm so glad that it's done. Like, I'm so glad I'm going to be able to go to the gym today. um, I couldn't squeeze it in for the past few days because it was just so busy. And like getting a morning walk in, and I'm going to be able to go to the gym. I'm going to try and do another video. This is probably the most important thing to do is I want to do a status update on what my goals are, because I have goals coming due on August 6th of this year. There's no significance to that day besides that I made the goals on August 6th of last year, and I'm way behind on some of them. I'm doing good on others, but I basically showed you my goal list. Because the whole point of it with the app that I was making is to show, well, basically this is one of the ways you can do life. And you can do it however you want. And I just wanted to show this is how I do it. Because maybe, I don't know, sometimes I think it's just like helpful to see how someone else does something. And then it can help. Like if I see how other people do their things, it can give me ideas on what to do or what not to do. And I don't know. I just wanted to give a real take of what it is and how it goes. And also so you can kind of see the trajectory. Ideally it goes like this, up. This happens sometimes, but ideally long term it's like that. Anyway, but also if I make that status update video, it's kind of like helping me get out of the house in the morning. If other people are observing, I have to show up for myself differently. Because I get embarrassed if I'm like, I've been slacking on this thing. You've been getting really cozy, Justin. You said this thing was important, but you haven't really done anything on it. So what are we doing here? What people say is important is very different often than what is actually important. And you can always check it by just watching what people do. There's a comment. Yeah, I have. It's beautiful today. Oh, good. You got outside. It's beautiful today. It's kind of cloudy, but it's not too hot, which I like. Yeah, it's overcast here, but it's nice today. Some birds are so extra. They're just like buzzing. They're just like making their noises the whole time they're flying. It's like, dude, take a breath. Yeah. The comment is all birds are fruity. Yeah, I agree. Those fruity bald eagles. No, I don't. I love all. Look at this thing. Check this out. I don't even know what kind of flower this is. I'm trying to zoom in on this the right way. So it looks like it opens into this white flower, but it starts like these like little spiky purple things. But they open up into these. Wow, they're like little alien things. And they turn into the... And then there's these little yellow... I hope these don't sting me. Nearby are these little... I love the little, like, yellow buttercup things. A lot. they're almost like, they're just almost like, the camera doesn't, they're almost like fluorescent looking. Some colors of flowers look so like, I don't know how to make sense where it's like, they're like more vivid than, more 3D than the other colors. Check out this plant. It has like the little, comment is, I love flowers, orange and yellow are my favorite. I love, there's so many. There's a, I can't remember the name of the flower. There's one flower though that looks, it's like purple and white, I think. Or maybe purple and pink and white. But it's basically, it looks like ladies dancing in big dresses, almost. Or it looks like some like Willy Wonka type thing. And they hang down and it's so extra and over the top. My friend Vanessa would know. Actually, she would know, she always knows the weird names of plants. There's always like, there's an oak tree, and then she would always manage to know, there's always some like slang term for the plant where it's like, yeah, that's the fuzzy rhinoceros head plant. And you're like, there's no way that's what it's called. There's absolutely, like, you're just making up names. And then when you Google it, I'd Google it and it would turn out it's like, okay, that is secondarily, like colloquially, it is called the fuzzy wampus plant or something like that. So technically she would be right every time, but the names would always just be ridiculous. I think these are magnolias or trees, but I'm not sure. They have these huge, I feel like my lens is just not fully capturing how pretty some of these plants are. But that's why you got to get out on your own and see it in real life. It's a very vivid video game that exists if you just go outside. And remember, you're walking around with only one life left. So don't get hit by the trucks. I hate the busy streets. They're always so much louder. Oh, that's too loud. I get. Let's see. So I'm not really big on crosswalks, and I just like crossing where I want to cross. And then a couple other people, it's fun to me when other people cross, they do the same thing. There's a big comment here. Oh, yeah. Over here, we always have the big trucks because oil and gas is the main thing where I'm from, and I live in a very mountainous area, and it's windy almost everywhere, so it's so loud here. Yeah, it's funny. how every area is a little different. There's differences to each culture and geography and place you go. And then also, there's a lot of things that are the same. Like where you have all the things that are different, there's slight variations in everything. And then you can also see this like steady current of this steady thread that goes through all of it. And it's like, oh, it's still humans doing their thing. Or whatever other animals. Oh, we're getting nice comments. Hi. It's good to see you. Have you gotten your walk in yet today? I mean, not that I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I think walks are pretty great. You've missed some of the flower spotting. I've seen some good ones that I've caught on camera. So you may have to go find your own to catch up. But I'll leave that to you. Oh, the comment is I went for my morning walk with my aunt to the beach. All right, that sounds better than this, frankly. It sounds like you're killing it. You're doing great. Yeah, walk on the beach. Maybe I should have done that today. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe, hi. Yeah, maybe beach walk will be tomorrow. Comment is, you're very chill, it seems. It's a nice comparison to a lot of people. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. All right, enough with the compliments, y'all. I'm not reading these out anymore. I mean, I am reading them, and it's very sweet. I'm really pleased that other people get out and do their walks too. Not that it's any of my business. I think I just get excited about when I find things that work, and like because my natural trend. Sorry to be tapping the mic. My natural trend is this way, like mentally. So when I find things that work, it makes me really happy. And I just want, I want to point and be like, oh, everyone else, this thing is, it's like when you find the best ice cream flavor, you're like, get this flavor. This is one of my favorite other things about Southern California plants is sometimes there'll be these cool cactuses, and I love ones that look like these kind of. They're just like kind of wavy, and they were always really cool when I'd be on drugs. But especially like some especially if there's a lot of them, all the wavy plants look. I mean, they're always kind of beautiful, but just the ones that get kind of swoopy plants. Okay, here's a. This isn't quite as Okay, look at the difference in color. Look how bright this green is. Like there's like normal grass green. I guess that's decently bright too. But like these are just around in real life. What's funny is I was going to be like, this isn't even, I was like, this flower isn't even really that cool, but I wanted to show like a few more. And then when I got close, I'm like, actually, this is a beautiful flower. Birds of Paradise is one of the most common ones here. They're kind of all over the place. I'd never seen them until I came to LA, and then once you come to LA, you realize they're like everywhere. which is here's more of the swoopy plants. So any of the cactuses that do stuff like this look, it just looks like movement to me. Like something will be sitting still, and also just like it's like an ocean wave caught in frozen in place. Have you all seen so that the designer or the architect Gaudí, I don't know how you say his name, but he was Spanish, I think. He's from Spain. And his stuff, you can see some of his design probably everywhere, but like in Barcelona, he designed, famous architect. And I went to one of his museums, or one of the things about him, and I guess he took a lot of his most inspiration just from nature. And so like cutting the sideways cutting of like a kind of like seashell, or like seaweed, the way like seaweed would like fall, or just like the forms of what we naturally see in nature. He would use those things in his designs for like homes, and also like I think he designed La Sagrada Familia, that crazy epic I don't remember what you call temple. What do you call church? I lose words sometimes. I've actually been losing names more and more, and it will be people I know. It's like I know this person, but the names escape, which is frustrating. What are Catholic churches called? It doesn't matter. I guess this isn't really that like what the exact name is important. Anyway, he would basically find humans always end up making these square boxes that we live in, and it's like all like efficient and clean and whatever else. And he'd found that like actually when these are the flowers I like the best, or one of my favorite. They're so vivid, the colors on them. Like they just glow. It's just like almost like an otherworldly color. Basically, when he would design things though, and I think it would be for like proper, like good living like and feeling good, he would base how he would design stuff that people lived in inspired from what nature looks like the forms, the shapes of the stairwells, the way the walls would be, all the things, because nature isn't just like straight lines everywhere. And I think, I can't remember if they said this exactly, but I would imagine, if they didn't say this, I imagine he did it is being around things that are influenced by nature drops like anxiety, because it feels like this is where we're from. And so ignoring that, and I think humans do this a lot. That's one of the reasons I like that book, Ishmael. Humans, we decide, it seems like, and we forget that we're animals. And we forget that we're part of nature. Everyone will be like, oh, go out in nature. We are nature. We're part of it. And forgetting it is when things start to feel bad. Things get screwy, at least for me, when I start thinking about myself in only like human terms and human problems and like what shirt I'm wearing. The shirt doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Justin. We're animals, and we get to be on this crazy little like blue marble in a sea of vast expansiveness of everything. and just getting outside and experiencing it, or doing whatever you want, interacting with that though, but remembering like I'm an animal and I'm part of nature. There's nature, and I am nature. That's the only stupid things I can say in a row. But I think that's true. I'm jaywalking again. Hi. And hi to you too. Yeah, I think so much like anxiety, at least for me, I'll have stuff that just builds up in my chest. Sometimes I have so much that like my chest almost turns into like, uh, hi. Sometimes my chest almost starts to feel in like an actual like block of wood because I'll just get so much like build up and tightness going on. And I think so much of it is when I'm forgetting I'm part of it. I'm part of nature. This whole idea that like I'm a human and that like humans are separate and that we have these like things and we're supposed to be doing our jobs and problems. It's pretty delusional. Like I'm an animal on this planet, just like the dogs that find their little sunspots or the deer that go around. There's a comment. I feel mind doing that because you're talking about it. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Actually, isn't that cool how you can bring, well, even like with yawning, how yawning is sympathetic, but if I speak of a thing and I put that into the universe, you can manifest it in other people. The things we speak, the things we think about. How crazy is this too? We get to choose where we look in life. If you're having a bad day, it's possible. It's just where you're choosing to look. And it's like, oh, Justin, what if I want to have a good day, what if I just look for things that are good? Or even if I'm not even looking for things that are good, maybe it's just the idea of let me look somewhere else. If I don't like what I'm looking at, let's go this way. You know? You can do this anytime, any moment, with whatever. You can always just, I actually do want to go this way. So, but the point is I can switch it at any time. And I think that's pretty cool. And I need to forget this whole idea that I'm like a human sometimes and just remember I'm part of nature. I'm here. I'm not this separated thing. I just get to exist and be like another one of the squirrels or dogs or lion or whatever, animal you want, or leaves. I don't need to be doing anything. I'm not responsible. I'm not required to do anything. I'm just part of it. And yeah, we're all going to die. Not to get dark. But I don't even know that the dying part is actually dark. Like, this is all just part of it. Hi, Mom. I feel like my mom will show up when I'm talking about something. I just was talking about how we're all going to die. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. I'm not just sharing personal stuff, but everyone should tell my mom happy birthday. Anyone who's here. I'm putting you on the spot. Hi. Yeah, but we can choose in any moment. All I'm saying is you can choose in any moment what we're going to do. And if you're not, and, well, I don't need to keep rehashing. Sorry, Mom, you missed it. I was doing my little wrap up. I was doing my little wrap up for the day because I'm basically back to my place and I need to get started on my day. Oh, Miriam said happy birthday. Oh, look at these birthday wishes. Thanks for being sweet to my mom, y'all. She's a wonderful lady. And it's her fault I'm here. So if you don't like me, take it up with her. The comment is yes, death is a part of our life. I didn't hear the first part. Yeah. I'm really happy, y'all. I think today, I was talking with someone earlier today, and I was mentioning about how if I go take a cold shower and then I go on my walk, how I feel like I'm like 6 or 7 again, and I'm like, okay, let's kind of go out and explore and see what we're gonna go see. And they said it's almost like they were like, oh, you're almost like filled with wonder. And I was like, yeah, I guess it is, because I was like kind of happiness, but it's really just like, let's go. All right, let's go see what we're gonna get into, and it is wonder. I think that's a really good word for it. And then when we were talking after, someone had mentioned talking about having like a wonderful day. And then it struck me, or possibly, it's like, I wonder if wonderful, it comes from filled with wonder. So if you say something is wonderful, or if you wish someone a wonderful day, that would be like, okay, I hope your day is filled with wonder today. Anyway, I hope your day is filled with wonder today. I hope. I gotta get cracking on mine. I hope yours is good too.